Hey Simlies, it's Deligracy here with another Sims 4 speed build, and today we are doing a starter home that was a bit of a challenge because it had to come under 20,000 simoleons, but I still wanted it to look pretty. So you may recognize the name, it's called the Starter Cube, and that is actually a build I did in The Sims 3, which a lot of you guys were actually requesting for me to rebuild in The Sims 4, so I thought that would be a fun challenge to do. The only thing is, though, without constrained floor elevation cheat, we couldn't really get the same look about it. But I think it's still nice. It's got more roof detailing in this one. It also has a bit of grass on the roof, which I thought was pretty cool, seeing it's in the desert. So that's quite nice. But the general idea of this build is that, like the one I did in The Sims 3, it's an open plan living space, kind of studio apartment that's separated through lots of walls. And the walls are never quite closed. So it's all open except for the bathroom, of course, because they need a little bit of privacy while doing their business. But the walls have big, modern, contemporary windows put into them. So it's got this feel of opening up the space and you can see into all the different rooms. So it doesn't feel too closed in as such. But of course, the budget was a little bit difficult to deal with. So that's why we actually made the cube a little bit smaller. And we weren't able to do too much landscaping due to the fact that landscaping costs a lot of simoleons. It really does. Even a rock put us over budget. So I was like, no. But in the end, it works out fine. And we are about to change the bedroom to the other side of the house. It's a similar orientation to the one I did in The Sims 3. But there's slight differences. The scale's definitely different. And I'm loving these windows, the elongated, not thick ones, thin ones that we're placing right now. I think they look really nice along the ground there, especially in the hot climate of Oasis Springs, it wouldn't let too much sunlight in because it would get really hot inside. Also, I didn't put blinds in because it would have gone over budget, so maybe if you do want to download this, it will be on the gallery. You might need to earn a little bit of money before you put the blinds in, and then you should be fine. But we do go with the same theme of having wood paneling on the outside of the house, like in The Sims 3. And I liked the idea of the door being kind of inside this inset part, but because the doors don't actually go to the top of the roof line like the window, I didn't think it looked very good. So we had to put them at the front there. But I wish they had doors that went all the way to the top in the shorter wall height. I know in the taller wall heights they do, but in the shorter, that would be nice. I also like how the roof only comes across half of the house and then the rest of the house is flat, a nice flat line. I think keeps it nice and simple. It's just a little bit of roof detailing, but not too much. And here we are putting those boards around the house, or the paneling. It's a shame that we can't pick more colors of paneling. I have to say, I'm starting to get really frustrated at the limited amount of swatches in the game. And this is only my third build, I think. So it's just, I feel like it's really limiting players' creativity, not having options for more colors or more interchangeability when choosing the swatches amongst the different items. If you get what I mean, like with the beds, you can't choose a bed frame and Duna cover. It's the same with the counters and the cupboards and stuff like that. They just need more options, I think. So hopefully they listen and hopefully they can fulfill that dream of mine, because it is very restricted. It really is. I'm still enjoying it though, that's for sure. And we're about to put the grass on the roof. It takes me a little while to figure out how I put grass on the roof, but we do get there in the end. We also put a nice bit of framing around the top there. And oh yeah, this is when I'm trying to figure out how to put grass on the roof. I'm like, do you use the terrain tool to paint it on? No. In the end, it's just in the floor tile section. And it's really quite easy to find. I was just having a little bit of a derp moment, so we'll just ignore that. And also this fencing at the front there. I love the fencing. I love that glass taller height. That definitely wasn't in The Sims 3, so I was thrilled to find that in The Sims 4. And there are the cutest little cactus plants. Like a cute little button one there. Very nice. And there's a little sitting area out the back there as well, which we didn't have in the first starter cube, but I thought that would be a nice little bit of detail at the back there. So this is basically the layout, and we put in just some basic flooring. I was going to go tiles because it looks really hot in this world, but in the end we go floorboards for a bit of a rustic theme, keeping the indoors quite light. And yeah, putting some lighting in as well. Just very nice, just some big lights. I basically go for all of the cheapest items in this build. So we get the cheapest couch here. That couch is it so reminds me of IKEA. I swear I've looked at a couch in IKEA that's exactly the same. I know it's just a plain couch, but I swear the shape is so similar. Putting in another cheapy chair, and the yin yang is pretty cool, that carpet. I do like the yin yang symbol, it's pretty cool. And then this little TV, we did, I guess, splash out on a bit of a nice TV for this house. It's definitely not the cheapest one, so that was good. And the shelves were just too expensive. They're like $900 a pop. So we put in just some other shelving and put a couple of items up there, enough to fill it up slightly. So we put a couple of pot plants next to one another. I do like putting those plants next to one another in different colors. I think that's just a nice bit of detail. And popping a painting up there to make it look like it's leaning on the shelf. That's nice. Now, one of the things I do love about this house is putting just strips of really bright, vibrant colors, because it doesn't cost much in the budget, but it just, I don't know, adds something to the build that I really like. And I love that these lights are able to be scaled up without costing any more. That's really nice. So basically, we go with a orange and aqua blue color scheme in the lounge room at least. And it's carried throughout the whole house. Mismatching a couple of rugs there. I love that orange rug. I want that orange rug in real life. I would totally have that orange rug. And putting in some windows, or rearranging the windows rather. So yeah, we do make use of those strips of color. I love really vibrant colors against neutral colors. So this is a grey brown, it's almost dull in a way, but then, or it's very earthy, let's say. But then that strip of color, it's such a nice contrast, and it just brings a contemporary feel to the whole house, which I really love. And yes, it doesn't cost much at all. I would probably do that in my real house. Yeah, maybe I should do that at some point. But putting in a table here, we're just popping it asymmetrically to the wall there, so we can still fit in 4 chairs without taking up too much space. We did splash out on the chairs just a little bit, and we mismatched them because, of course, I love a bit of mismatching. One issue you can clearly see is that the red chair there is not orange. There is not an orange option for those chairs. That's an example of why I get frustrated that there's not just all the colors in the color wheel to choose from. Like, if they had just, I don't know, even just 20 colors across all items, that would be pretty good. But it just isn't like that. Putting in another strip of color here in the bedroom, they say that, well, in interior design books, they say that you should have relaxing colors in the bedroom. So things such as pastels, cool colors. So we go with a cool color in the bedroom rather than the brights in the living area and kitchen. And apparently red and yellow from the McDonald's logo, that in color theory actually makes you hungry, those 2 colors. Interesting, isn't it? But I feel like whenever I see mango-ish yellows, I always feel like mangoes. But I'm pretty sure that's because mangoes are just the same color. This is a lovely little, what's the word? Oh gosh, there goes the telephone. Is a lovely, I forgot to shut my bedroom door. Oh well. That is a lovely wardrobe counter, which I really, really like, because it has that shabby chic or shabby chic kind of look about it. It's not quite painted properly, which is really good. And I was going to put those big mirrors in, but in the end, this is my favorite part of the house. And it's just the mirror slightly offset on the strip of color up behind it. I think it just has a really nice sense of balance, and it just complements the strip behind it really nicely. So that's my favorite part of the whole house, that little detail in the bathroom. And putting in a clothes basket just there, and a couple of towels, because they're going to need to dry themselves after a shower. But you know what I love? I love when it's so hot, like when it's so hot in Australia, you don't even need to dry yourself after a shower because you're just like, it's too hot right now. I love that. We also managed to use one of the cheapest children's paintings of an elephant and scale it up to make it look like it's actually appropriate for an adult Sims house. It is still playful. There is a childish vibe about it. It took me a while to get that there, but I don't know, it still works, I believe. I believe it still works. So that's pretty much the whole house done. A bit of landscaping here, and then we'll go into the screenshots. I really want a cactus. I think I'm going to buy a cactus today. Yeah, I'm into cactus plants. I'm going to buy a cactus, and then I'll probably post it on Twitter or Instagram. Yeah, cactuses are so cool. I don't know if cactuses actually do anything though if they're indoors. Is there anything that they do to actually help your interior space? That's my question that I have if anyone knows. If it like keeps bugs away or anything like that. But anyway, back to the build. Here are the screenshots. Here is the house and the exterior of the house, and then we have the lounge room. You can see they're seeing through to the dining area, so that's kind of cool. And the kitchen area, which reminds me, there is no stovetop. I just realized, only a microwave. So have fun with microwave meals. That is my bad. The bathroom, and my favorite part of the bathroom just here. Moving on to the bedroom, where it's got that nice simple strip of color. Very plain and simple. I'm so glad that bedspread actually went with the color scheme in the room. That was very lucky. And coming up to an overhead shot where you can kind of view the whole house. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you want me to build next. And I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are.